Last night, while watching someone try to shovel their car out from the snow and then imploring their college buddy to go help because they couldn't because they had a suit on, an elite group of experts, film watchers, and Christian Gonzalez truth
this guy
fought and toiled and burned the midnight oil to deliver the best segment in all of sports. It's an honor and a privilege. It's time for a special Dynasty tiers.
Indeed it is. I'm glad, listen, the reason why I was included that Christian Gonzalez line is because Christian Gonzalez, great young player.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think a multi-time All-Pro already.
Yes.
One of, at worst, the 5 best players at his position in the league. Unless you hear this guy talk about him, in which case he is the forgotten son of Champ Bailey, Deion Sanders with a little Darryl Green mix.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
Terrell Reeves out there.
Yeah, it's just too much.
Gonzalez Island.
KW's not a big gambler. He's going to bet negative receptions for JSN this weekend. He's going to...
Stay tuned, Greg.
See,
we have to do a little Super Bowl preview on how we're going to lock up JSN.
Yeah, see.
Good luck.
Looking forward to seeing.
All right, so here's how the tiers are going to work. It's dynasties, mini dynasties, and almost dynasties. And it's in a pyramid format. So it's a little, it's a little crossover episode between Mahomes Mountain and the tiers. And we will start with the bottom row, which is great runs, not a dynasty. The Raiders from the mid-70s to the early 80s. Washington from the early 80s to 91. The Giants under Parcells, the Giants under Coughlin, and the Jim Kelly, Marv Levy, Buffalo Bills. What are those teams' resumes to get on here? Those Raiders teams made 3 Super Bowls, won them all, made another Final Four. The Stink was a part of some of these Washington teams, but the Joe Gibbs Washington teams made 4 Super Bowls, won 3, made another Final Four. Giants, 2 titles, 2 Super Bowl appearances. The Giants again, 2 titles, 2 Super Bowl appearances. And then I would say the most famous non-champion in any sport ever.
Yeah.
The Marv Levy, Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, Bruce Smith, Buffalo Bills, as far as extended the period of time without championship.
But you're doing them a favor. You're doing them a solid by throwing them on there. 'Cause look at all the other 3 titles, at least 2 titles for all the others.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. It was a great run. But
here's the thing. Had the Chiefs made the Super Bowl this year, then maybe it denigrates what those guys accomplished. Had the Patriots with Brady ever made 4 in a row? Like, there has been whether it was the 70s Dolphins, the Patriots with Brady, the Chiefs with Mahomes, there's been a hard ceiling at winning your conference 3 years in a row for every other team in the history of the league, except for the Bills. I'm including the Bills. I told you, I had a soft spot for Western New York.
See.
4th row, mini dynasties. The Packers of the early 60s, now let me be clear. This is Super Bowl era. The Packers, if we remove Super Bowl era, they're at the very, very top because they were winning championships prior to this. But we have to pretend as if history started in the Super Bowl era. Elway's Broncos, Shula's Dolphins, and Staubach and Landry's Cowboys. So let's look at what these teams accomplished. The Packers, they won the first 2 Super Bowls. It was pretty good. They had dominated it before the Super Bowl era. They won the first 2. The Broncos, they went back-to-back. The Dolphins went back-to-back, including going to a Super Bowl before they went back-to-back. So they went to 3 straight, and they had an undefeated season. And the Cowboys were just in it every year, went to 4 Super Bowls, won 2, went to 6 Final Fours.
All right, mini dynasties.
Mini dynasties.
Yeah,
not real dynasties, miniature
Snack
dynasties.
size.
Yeah. There have been 6 real dynasties. Here they are. We have had 3 decade-defining dynasties. The Niners of the 80s, the Cowboys of the 90s, the Patriots of the 2000 aughts. What were their resumes? The Niners, in that 9-year period, won 4 Super Bowls, went to 4, and made 1 other Final Four. Okay. Odd for them because the 4 years they didn't make the conference championship game, they either missed the playoffs or didn't win a single playoff game. But The 5 years they made the Final Four, 4 years they made the Super Bowl, they won it. Cowboys, we know what they did over those 4-year stretches. Won 3 Super Bowls, lost in 1 conference championship game. And the Patriots won a Super Bowl, missed the playoffs, then won back-to-back 14-win seasons, back-to-back Super Bowls, and the longest season-over-season winning streak in the history of the NFL. They are decade-defining dynasties.
But the Patriots.
2001 to 2004.
But you don't count 07 in that that decade?
No, I do not, because 05 you didn't win a playoff game. 06, because the rest of it, to me, and I'll explain it, I'll show you.
Okay.
I think we'll probably get to the Patriots piece of it. There is a tier higher than it, and if we go back to the pyramid, just incomprehensibly consistent dynasties. And that's the 2011 to 2018 Pats and the 2018 to 2024 Chiefs. For the Patriots, that is an 8-year stretch where every single year they made the Final Four. They made 5 Super Bowls, they won 3. And for the Chiefs, it is a 7-year stretch where every single year they made the Final Four, they made 5 Super Bowls, they won 3. There are no down years, no gaps, no anything. We'll see if 2024 was the end of the Chiefs' run, or if they get right back to it next year and we have to do some math on how it works, or if they have a significant gap between the 2 eras the way the 2 Patriot eras did. But that leaves one and only one team left standing, which is, and I thought the Chiefs were going to run them down, but up to this point they have not, the greatest dynasty. There have only been a handful of instances of a team going back-to-back in the history of the league. This team has 2 of them, and it's the same group. The Steelers from 74 to 79. Over the course of 6 years, here's what they did. They made 4 Super Bowls. They won all 4 Super Bowls. They made the conference championship game one of the 2 years they didn't, and the divisional round the other year. And by the way, if we look at the graphic as a whole, what they have, that Raiders team from 76 to 83 was an all-time great team in the midst of what they were doing in their conference. And they, and they were able to sustain that level of excellence and dominance. Despite that, that is, for my money, the greatest dynasty of all time. Greg Jennings.
Yeah, look, it's a great list. I have a hard time wrapping my head around the Bills simply because just getting there isn't good enough to me.
It's a great run, not a dynasty.
It's a great run, and I would
Not even
throw a
a
team on there that I felt should be worthy of a great run, not a dynasty, and that's our friend, my guy, Willie Cologne's Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Absolutely. From 05 to 10, when you look at that Pittsburgh Steelers team, they have 2, if we can put up the numbers. They have 2 Super Bowls, 2 titles, 3 appearances, 3 conference championships. Obviously they won. If you go 2 years before that, they went 15-1, and we see they lost in the conference championship game. Had it not been for my Packers team in 10 beating them, if they win that, they're clearly on this list as a dynasty. Yeah. Not talking about great run, potential, but not a dynasty. But this is a team that I feel like is worthy and is overlooked, oddly, because not oddly, but because of that New York Giants team of their run that's on that list as well, from 7 to 11. And so the Pittsburgh Steelers, I would argue this team is worthy of being on there.
So I think you can, if I were to remove one team, it wouldn't be the 90 to 93 Bills. It would be the 07 to 11 Giants. The tiebreaker for me for the 07 to 11 Giants over that team is who they beat and how they beat them in the Super Bowl. And that's not the 17-0 Pats, and then another great Pats team the second time. That first Steelers Super Bowl, all Super Bowls are amazing, but it beat the Seahawks team that's probably, it doesn't have the historical stickiness maybe as some of the others.
But a young Ben Roethlisberger in year 2.
And the other piece of it that is tough for me is the fact that that era splits coaches is weird. You know what I mean? The Gibbs Washington teams had 3 different quarterbacks, but it has the same coach. The Raiders had different coaches, and so that maybe falls in that same category. They would be if whenever Colin does the herd hierarchy, he always and this team was 11. They're Joe Lunardi's first team out would have been them. For real, I'm not
But you would rather have their run than the Bills. No
I would rather have their run because they won too.
Yeah.
Correct.
I would not, for the record. There are plenty of one-off champions that I think the Bills' run is way more impressive.
It's impressive, but at the end of the day, you got to get the ring.
Yes.
I get it. It is impressive to make 4 straight Super Bowls, obviously, but if you don't close the deal,
it makes
nice.
it devastating. But I think it's, as far as historically great accomplishments, I think the 4 straight Super Bowls is more resonant than what the 2021 Rams did. I just do.
We remember it.
And so
the test of time.
And for whatever it's worth, but go ahead.
well, I'm glad to see the Steelers on top. I was a rabid Steelers fan as a kid. And look, I wasn't going to go here, but when I heard Wildes go 2 minutes on the opposing quarterbacks for the Broncos yesterday.
Yeah.
And
in the regular season.
In the regular season.
Yes.
And then today go 2 minutes on his 401k.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? I'm going here.
Yes, bro.
The Packers, I get it. It was pre-Super Bowl era, but it's continuous. So that 66-67 Packers team of Vince Lombardi also won it in 65, which was the championship. It wasn't the Super Bowl because the Super Bowl didn't exist. But they are, I believe, the only team to ever win 3 straight championships. And then they also won it in 61-62. They have 5 championships in a 7-year span.
Yeah.
Lombardi had 5 championships and another appearance in the championship game in a 9-year stretch. So I actually moved them all the way up to where the Steelers are, and I make it the greatest dynasties, plural.
Oh,
So
that's nice.
and it's close to the Super Bowl era, but it continued. You know what I mean? It wasn't like they won it 5 years before.
I 100% agree with you, if that was eligible. Sadly,
Not
he's
But
gonna,
look,
Vince
Wildes,
is gonna have
all bets are off now.
Vince is gonna have to settle for the trophy being named after him because we are talking about it is as if football began with Super Bowl I. Chiefs,
There also
Packers,
was the
and
same
is
hubbub
ready.
when he wasn't first ballot Hall of Famer.
I don't think so.
Maybe, who knows?
KW.
I would like, before I go on attack mode like a rabid dog, hear your rationale for why
Splitting
you
the
split up
Patriots.
the Patriots,
No
which
problem.
left the 07 Patriots off in the wind like they're a different team.
No, it's not like they're a different team. It is because from 2005 until the start of the next one, 2011, there were 2 teams in the NFL that were objectively more successful than the Pats. The Steelers he's talking about in their own conference, and the Giants. And so it is definitive to me that that it is not a continuous one dynasty if multiple teams in the midst of your dynasty have far more success than you did. From 2005 until 2014, the Patriots won 0 Super Bowls, missed the playoffs once, had 2 other seasons in addition to when they missed the playoffs where they won 0 playoff games, and made 2 Super Bowls. And so they won, winning neither. In that same stretch, the New York Giants went 2 for 2. The Pittsburgh Steelers went 2 for 3.
The New York Giants played the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Right.
But
The Patriots were much better than the Giants.
We're giving the
overall
Bills. We're giving the Bills
that
credit
run.
and an 18-1.
Right.
What perhaps in this whole dynasty might be the best team.
Oh,
that
I
didn't
believe
win.
the
It's
greatest
just out in the wind.
I believe the greatest team of all time is the 07 Patriots. But I believe the second greatest team of all time is the 85 Bears, who are also not represented anywhere.
They didn't
So
have a tail end of a run. Here's my argument. We can throw up like the Brady belt. If you have continuity between coach and quarterback,
Right.
I think it counts as one dynasty. So we don't start the Patriots talking about Parcells. We don't, or the old Bears, Bears Patriots, Raymond Berry. And if the Patriots won now and won for the next 3, I would say that would be separate. Different coach, different quarterback.
Yeah, of
but
course.
Coach-quarterback continuity, I think, deserves one dynasty. And granted, it's long, so it's going to be a little bit unconventional, but we've never seen a 2-decade.
So here would be my question. Like, I ask this earnestly. If we are, God willing, still doing this show in 2034, and in that time period, Lamar's won 2 Super Bowls and Caleb's won 2 Super Bowls. And in 2034, and the Chiefs have won none, by the way, and they obviously already missed the playoffs, had a couple years where they, like this year, or where they just make the playoffs, don't win a playoff game. And in 2034, they win the Super Bowl. And I say, the Chiefs dynasty is ongoing. You'll think that's true? You'll think that if between now and 2034, they don't win another Super Bowl and they win one then, that is a continuation.
They made another, but do they make another?
Over the next 8 years, they lose 2 Super Bowls to Caleb, and Lamar wins 2 with the Ravens.
I wouldn't.
And then the
but
Chiefs
I
in
think
2034.
If Reed and Mahomes are there,
Reed and Mahomes are there, and that the Chiefs dynasty, in your guys' opinion, would have gone from 2018 to 2034.
Because in
that context, because I don't think so.
It would be Reed and Mahomes. It would be the Reed Mahomes. For instance, I consider the Spurs, Duncan Popovich, a dynasty. From 1999 to 2014, I consider that a dynasty. Now, Shaq and Kobe,
even though there was a dynasty within there?
Yes. Because it's, like you said, the coach and the main player are continuous.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do.
So you think, so
I think the Patriots should be one
But
dynasty.
I'm not looking at it as
so I could
by the numbers as you. I'm more of just like,
We never would separate those two.
Yeah,
Right.
we never would separate.
when you I don't know, it just doesn't feel like.
You're going to say the Mahomes Breed era.
No, the era.
Popovich,
I totally agree on era. I don't think it'd be the same dynasty. If the Chiefs win 3 more Super Bowls in 2034, 2036, and 2037, and I'm like, hey, the Chiefs dynasty was 2018 to 2037. Ignore the decade in the middle when they won nothing.
But if they went to 2 other Super Bowls,
And
I
had
think that's
an undefeated regular
the-
season.
I
I mean,
think
they're
that's
still a
something.
great team.
So
They
okay,
just-
yeah. I mean, I just
I
could have.
I don't know if there's other teams there that like went to the Super Bowl that are not being represented.
Back up? I mean, I could. If it would make you feel better, we could change
Trying to think of
the
who.
number on the Patriots 01 to 07.
That would make me feel better
that-
if you want to meet in the middle.
If you want to say it's 01 to 07,
and then
the
Dynasty gap year.
and then the gap was 2008 when they missed the playoffs, 2009 when they lose a home playoff game to Mark Sanchez and the Jets, and 2010 when they get just clocked by the Ravens. That was the reset, and then 2011 is the restart. I mean, I could
01
adjust it.
to 07 makes it work, lessens the power of it.
That's what I felt. I
'Cause
felt like
3
01
and
to 07
4
and
years
right.
is more impressive.
That's how I felt. I wasn't trying to
But it's
shortchange
I think
it.
I don't know if there's another team on there that has a Super Bowl appearance that is being left out. We count the Eagles, Chiefs losing to the Eagles 18 to 24. I just want to count those Patriots
Because it was
losing to the Giants.
Okay, so all right, switch it. 01
That's
to
what
07.
makes it
but
so
I
It's
actually
a
thought I was doing you
20-year
guys a
dynasty.
favor. But 01 to 07 is
17-year
what it
dynasty.
could say. I'm fine with that, but I still view it as 2 separate
But
things.
think about the power of a
and I'm
17-year run.
and here's the other
which is
thing,
what they
KW.
had.
Yeah.
No one else on there has won starting 2 years before, or 3 years before they win a Super Bowl. Like 11 to 18, y'all didn't win until 14. I'm giving you credit for making the Super Bowl in 11. 12 and 13, you lost before the Super Bowl. And then 14, you made it and won. So above, I'm starting you 3 years before you start winning.
Okay, but you start at a Super Bowl appearance.
No, but I'm saying nobody else
Yeah,
did.
that's a good point.
Everybody else started with a Super Bowl. The Dolphins, I guess, they made the appearance, and the next 2 years they made it. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to give you guys credit for 11. 14 to 18 is when all the winning was done of the 2020s. You guys won in 14, 16, and 18, made it in 17 and 11. 12 and 13 were bad. Not bad, but
I think we agree. Number one dynasty. 2 decades.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.